Whew, all right. This is the video you guys have been waiting for since a couple of days ago. But I said I was going to talk about the cancellation of the Wonder Woman game and WB just making absolute dog shit decisions over there. Warner is just terrible at managing anything in regards to their game division. I think it's personally cooked. Monolith Productions is a studio that I have familiarity with. I've played Condemned Criminal Origins, and I thoroughly enjoyed what that game had to offer. A forensic first-person survival horror experience where you're going around and you're trying to survive in a grounded, realistic world. You're fighting hobos with pipes, bats, guns, whatever you can find in the environment. And I thought it was a very, very cool and unique premise. I have Condemned Criminal Origins on Xbox, and I also have the Series S, digital Condemned, so I got that on backwards compatibility. And I also have Condemned 2 Bloodshot, which I'm planning to do a playthrough of as well. Fast forward to fucking Shadow of Mordor. Awesome game. You can say it's Arkham with a sword, yes, but going around in Middle Earth and slaying orcs and being introduced into the Nemesis system, which was cool and unique. You know, whenever you die, like sometimes orcs would get promoted, people would get promoted, people would get demoted. You go around and you fight certain captains and they would get killed or they would kill you, and the promotion there would take place. You level up, and it was a really, really, really cool and unique system, and they were going to implement that into the canceled Wonder Woman game. Monolith was a very, very good studio, and don't get me talking about Fear. Fear was fucking fun, man. I had so much fun just playing that and going around and blasting people in slow motion. Oh my god, I'm so glad I have experience, because they were one of the developers that had a lot of fun gravity to them. And the fact that they are shut down by this piece of shit studio. All right. I don't like Warner Brothers management whatsoever. I think as soon as David Zaslav got in there with Warner Brothers Discovery, it has been nothing but a complete and abhorrent mess. That guy is an abject failure cum stain on WB Discovery. At this fucking point, I don't give a fuck. I wish David Zaslav would just get fired. I wish he would get fired. And I know it's like, oh, it's immature to wish job firings on someone in this economy, but you know what? David Zaslav is the rare exception to the rule. Fire this guy, demote him, get rid of him. He doesn't know what he's doing. Get him out of there. All it's about to Zaslav is just how much money he is not burning on something good. All right, because anyone at this point, you're up for the chopping block. You are up for the chopping block. It could be NRS, it could be Rocksteady. If Rocksteady's Batman game does not go well, they are over as a company at this point. Like, that is the mindset that we're in for WB. We're not celebrating positivity for WB anymore. It's about the worry of these long-time prestigious studios trying to develop something in the midst of, oh, we need more Batman games, we need more MK, we need Game of Thrones, we need Harry Potter. It's like, if you don't do well, you're just fucking out of the door. There's no redos when it comes to Wonder Woman, because they burnt like $100 million and they tried to reboot the game. I can see why some of the stuff is happening, but it doesn't mean that Monolith did not have their pedigree as it is. And a lot of people really like this studio, including me. So seeing this news, it's really, really, really fucking disheartening. And I think everyone knows this. I think we all know this. I think we all responded the way that we did, which is, why did you make us wait 3 years, 2 months, and 13 days for nothing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everyone was mostly excited for this, including the Wonder Woman stands, and I know they are tearing WB apart as we speak, tearing them apart like tiny little steak chunks. All right, and you deserve it. You deserve all the backlash, all the ire, everything that comes with it. And there's a lot more to this. So apparently, from what I'm gathering with this, and there's two things I want to talk about because I'm glad I waited. The cancellation of the Wonder Woman game was partly caused by the underperformance of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And then I just know it's like, all right, so Kill the Justice League, again, as much as I like this game, I did actually have fun with it. I know that it failed sales wise, and I hate when they do this whole mindset of one game kind of flopped, but the game that a lot of people was looking forward to seeing more of, let's just go ahead and say that is a casualty to this mess. Let's put a shotgun to this game's knees. Wonder Woman, the game that probably would have did very, very well commercially, because again, you know, Wonder Woman, part of the DC Trinity, very popular character, female character amongst DC, definitely well recognized and known. I think casuals would have flocked to this game, especially if it did play like God of War and Mordor, because those are more or less like these little light RPGs, action games that people really did enjoy. If it would have took elements from that and been good and had a decent story, I think it would have did very, very well. But let's just say, well, Kill the Justice League didn't do well, so we're gonna kill this game with potential, and that makes it even more of a mess, right? They said that, listen, look, Jason Schreier, and this man usually has the insider knowledge, this is why I quote him a lot. He said that according to him, and I didn't bring this up in my last video, but I really need to mention this because WB Games, their shit is in such shambles that they lost their boss because of it. I'm not kidding, all right? So decisions taken by WB Games, former boss David Haddad, you know, the name David's just screams failure over there at WB. It greatly affected Wonder Woman's development. Haddad had shut down Monolith's new IP, which prompted several of Monolith's directors to resign. So he was imploding the company from the inside out. Let that sink in. In consequence, the studio had to focus on rebuilding its team because the people resigned, the leaders there, and Wonder Woman at the same time while they were doing this. Moreover, Wonder Woman was set to explore Shadow of Mordor's clever Nemesis system, but the studio rebooted it to fit a more linear action style similar to God of War, but by then it was kind of too late. And this is what I mentioned, this is what people mentioned before. It seems this whole rebooting process led to a loss of $100 million, and it was way too late, and they said, we're gonna pull life support, we're gonna pull the plug because we already spent way too much money on this, we're not spending more on this. Last year, Suicide Squad was a humongous flop. They wrote off $200 million because of that. Multiverses and Quidditch Champions, also both flops. They wrote off another $100 million because of that. And then if you factor in the fact that they had to reboot Wonder Woman, that was another $100 million on top of that. So you see the trend here of WB burning money constantly on these projects, and of course, as David Zaslav is, if this guy sees a flop in the making, or if he sees something and he continuously sees it as burning money, he's gonna want some investment, some returns on that, so he canceled the project that had the most potential. And I can see maybe within the silver lining, because I'm gonna be fair here, if I had to see in management that a studio is rebooting a game and I spent a lot of money on it, I'm gonna wonder what is happening here. But again, as you can see, David Haddad already kind of crippled Monolith as we speak, so I don't know why David Zaslav wouldn't be keeping eyes on that to begin with. You know, you gotta have some fucking control up in that bitch. All right, you gotta know what's going on. You gotta have eyes in the room. And fucking grand Monolith producers and fucking headmasters of a project are getting laid off, and the studio is in shambles. It's like, why not try to help these people and see what's going on under the hood versus just getting rid of it? You gave Rocksteady a second chance with Batman and all that other stuff, so why couldn't it happen to Monolith? But again, it's like, it's so much of a complex argument because you're talking about burning money and all that other stuff. It's just, we all know WB's fucked. Okay, that's the best thing I could come up with. I know you could look at this avenue, that avenue, you could go down this boulevard, that boulevard, but ultimately to us, to the gamers, it's not looking so great. All right, it is a failure of studios, and good studios, if Monolith got shut down. Dude, I am flabbergasted. All right, this, as a DC fan, I love DC. I love Batman, I love the Flash, I love Wonder Woman, fucking Harley Quinn is one of my favorites. I love that character. Just so many cool iconic characters, and I was so happy when James Gunn was brought in to sort of save the ship with DC Studios and the movie division. But like, even that, I'm thinking to myself, even Zaslav like has canceled films for tax write-offs and got rid of them. Batgirl, fucking Coyote and Acne, nothing is safe. Nothing is safe over there. And Zaslav is James Gunn's boss. So he can fuck this guy over anytime he wants. It's like, as a DC fan, how am I going to be excited in the future if it's so fucked up with the publishing and the management? And it's like, when something bad happens, it's like, well, we gotta kind of bite the bullet. No, nobody should be feeling this as a fan of anything. Nobody should be put in that position, because now it's gonna make people more pessimistic. Now it's gonna make people more skeptical. Now it's gonna make people say, I am just simply and proficiently disappointed in Warner Brothers. And you should be, with every single fiber of your being, just like me. You should be 100%. And you know the fucking funniest thing to this whole situation? Let me show you real quick. And you know the fucking funniest thing, man, is this. All right. Oh man. WB, so you're telling me that you guys not only canceled Wonder Woman with the Nemesis system, you retooled it, kind of got rid of it for a more linear God of War style action game, which is fine. I think I still would have loved to see the combat of a rebooted Wonder Woman. But you guys not only cancel Wonder Woman, you canceled the version with the Nemesis system, you canceled the whole fucking game, but now Warner Brothers, you own the patent for the Nemesis system until 2036, while shuttering the makers of the Nemesis system, Monolith Productions. What in fuck's name is wrong with you guys? Like, it tells me to myself, are you gonna do anything pertinent with this whatsoever? Are you guys going to incorporate this in more of your games? Since Monolith is gone now, what is the point even? Like, this is the system that it tracks your encounters with different enemies, and as you progress in game, those enemies grow and gain more power. Because of the patent, only people within WB Games can make games with the Nemesis system. Therefore, it's like this guy said right here, Warner Brothers saw a good idea and they said nobody else gets to have any fun. Nobody else gets to do anything unique or creative to the system. Let's just hoard it all to ourselves. And Shuttered, the very studio that created it for us in the first place, you guys are a fucking mess. All right, you guys suck. Terrible mismanagement of what could have been so great. And once again, I mean, as the collective internet is, I hope you just enjoy being shit on. You're being shit on so much, it's like God himself has took a crap on you, on your reputation forever. All right, I have no faith in WB Games going forward and how they manage things or whatever. I just don't. I enjoy DC. I enjoy Mortal Kombat. Hell, I even love Harry Potter. I do. I did love Hogwarts and stuff like that. But even I'm thinking like, maybe they are next. And that feeling of dread, that feeling of crisis, is just sitting there for eternity. And it's not letting up. And no fan should feel this. Ever. I know this video has been mostly rant filled, but I guess if you want to take one positive away, I'm gonna tell you right now, competition is always good. And I would say Marvel Games, if you're a comic book fan and you enjoy a lot of their products over there, you know, well-made single players, great little experiences of live service like Marvel Rivals. I've been playing that as well. I've been enjoying Marvel Rivals, all for free to play. Get into the competition right now, because as far as I'm concerned, WB is fucking cooked, and they are cooking DC to death in terms of video games. So I figured, hey, you know, Marvel Games, they got stuff I'm looking forward to. I'll just go and buy their shit and play their shit and enjoy their shit. And if DC is going to continue to be in shambles, then let them be in shambles until their video game division plummets into the ground. Like, there's always going to be people who make games like this for the people. And while Marvel Games, while they are not 100% always perfect, they are doing far better than WB Games. Go out there and play some Marvel games. I'm pretty sure you will be probably content with some of their selections and what they have to offer. And for anything else, I mean, again, you could always go back and enjoy Shadow of Mordor. It's just, it sucks that we don't get what could have been. I think there should be a celebration of Monolith for sure. Go back and play their older games. Play Fear, play fucking Condemned, play what they had to offer, Shadow of Mordor, all that other stuff. If I haven't said it already, I might have said it twice. I might have repeated myself. But still, go back and play that stuff and you'll find something definitely to enjoy while checking out the superhero competition. My name is Renegade Operative. I am signing off. It's a grim day, but for the future, there's always hope for these developers getting snatched up and put into other positions with other studios who actually give a damn. I will see you guys next time. Later.